Well, hello again. Welcome back. Today we get to do something a little bit more cool than usual. A friend of mine has this Pre-CBS Princeton Amplifier, and probably close to 20 years ago we had done some work on it. We'd done a couple mods. I had changed the split load phase inverter to a long tail phase inverter. I had replaced the output transformer, put new power supply caps in it, did a few other things. But over the years it's kind of gone downhill and it needs a little bit of work, so he wants to kind of up the ante on it a little bit. So we decided to do a few things. We're going to be changing the power transformer, because one of the things with the Princetons is that the power transformers are kind of minimal. It's actually the same power transformer used in the Champs. So the Princeton reverbs are always kind of strained on the power transformer anyway. So we're going to see if we can squeeze a little bit more out of this amplifier for him. So let's get it on. Well, the original transformer's out. We're going to be replacing it with this. It's a direct bolt on, drops right in. Quite an upgrade. Of course, it comes from my friends at Mercury. Thank you, Patrick. We've made some progress here. We've got our transformers and the capacitor all installed. I've tightened up the tube sockets. I've got a new set of JJ output tubes. Still have a little bit of house cleaning to do. I've cleaned the pots. I still have to clean the jacks. I'm going to take some 409 to the amplifier. But a lot of the heavy lifting here is done. We'll give you a quick look under the hood here. These are new transformers and all that. Had actually done some changes to the power supply before, when I kind of got away from the Princeton phase inverter and all that. So all that's been changed. So there's our long-tailed phase inverter that was actually put in. It was done without modifying the board. I like to do things like this. This amp's been modified quite a bit, but everything can be put back as it was originally, so the vintage police aren't all over me about this. But the point is, this is this guy's amplifier. He can do what he wants to with it. He uses it, and it suits a purpose. If you notice this capacitor here, power supply capacitor, I actually did the preamp supply capacitor up here because it liked being grounded better to the preamp circuit than the typical chassis ground that Princeton uses. So anyway, getting back to the mod thing, his other amplifier is actually a Tweed Bassman reissue that I had done a few things to. So what we did here was we've actually put a Tweed Bassman preamp stage in this one. Like I say, the long tail phase inverter and a few other little things. So we've got it all biased up. To give you an idea of what we've got happening here, let's get some signal connected. Here we go. Let's take a look over here. There is 12 watts clean. I'm running directly into the phase inverters. The preamp's not involved here. So we've kind of punched this up a little bit. He mentioned before that when he got back from me the first time, that would actually, pretty much peel the paint off the walls. So We'll see what he thinks now. While this amplifier is cooling down and waiting for me to put it back in the cabinet, I thought I'd talk about something else here for a second and discuss our tube complement. Years ago when I did this amplifier for him, we went with a old Mullard GZ34. Of course, now, as mentioned earlier, we've got the two JJ6V6s. The old Groove Tube 12AT7 is still in very good shape, so we're going to leave it. Actually, that's a pretty good tube. Like I said, this stuff has all been in here for years. But over here, it always kind of tickles me when I find one of these. Several years ago, Groove Tube decided to make their own Mullard reissue tube, 12AX7M, and this is one of the good ones. Years ago, when they first brought this tube out, if you had an amp, you wanted this in the front end of it. Unfortunately, the first few runs of them were great, and after that something happened and never did quite get it right again. But man, these early ones are incredible. So Danny, don't let anybody steal this. So anyway, if we wasn't good friends, that'd be my amp. I wouldn't do that, but anyway, still, regardless. So as this cools down a little bit, I'm going to put it back together. We just wanted to mention the thing about the tubes. There we are, all finished up, all cleaned up. We have a Pre-CBS Fender Princeton that now has a new power transformer, a new output transformer, new power supply capacitor, set of output tubes, been rebiased, been cleaned up, it's been play tested, it's been burnt in. Man, it's loud. That's a loud 12 watts. Anyway, it's all ready to go. So, as the owner refers to it as a Princetone amplifier, we'll see what he thinks now. So, until next time, play nice. I'll see you later.